Have you ever noticed how the people who hurt you the most are usually the ones who secretly want to see you fail? They walk away thinking they've broken you. They talk about you like you'll never get back up. And in their mind, they've won. But here's the truth. The best revenge isn't yelling back. It isn't proving them wrong in the moment. And it's not about showing up with anger in your heart. Think about it. What if the very pain they caused you became the reason you built your strength? What if the betrayal, the rejection, the disappointment, they weren't the end of your story, but the beginning of a better one? What if instead of chasing revenge, you turned yourself into living proof that no one, not even the people who tried to hurt you, has the power to destroy you? Because here's the reality. When you rise, when you succeed, when you build a life so elevated that the people who once mocked you can't even reach you anymore, that is the loudest message you could ever send. You don't need to say a word. Your life speaks for you, and that silence, that undeniable success is the kind of revenge no one can argue with. So if you've been hurt, if someone has left scars on your heart, if people underestimated you, I want you to lean in right now, because I'm going to show you why the best revenge is not about what you do to them. It's about what you do with yourself. And once you understand that, nothing and no one will ever have power over you again. Most people hear the word revenge and immediately picture payback. You hurt me, I'll hurt you back. You lied to me, I'll expose you. You betrayed me, I'll betray you. It feels natural, almost instinctive, to want to return the same energy that was given to you. But here's the problem. The moment you decide to fight fire with fire, you burn yourself in the process. You end up playing the same game they wanted you to play. And instead of rising above the situation, you lower yourself into the very pit they dug for you. Revenge, in its traditional sense, is actually weakness disguised as strength. Why? Because when you lash out, when you let anger guide your actions, you're no longer in control. They are. Think about it. If someone can hurt you and then push you into wasting your time, your energy, your peace of mind, just trying to get them back, who really won? They did. They still have power over you, even when they're not standing in front of you. The best kind of revenge is not about reacting. It's about refusing to be dragged down to their level. It's about breaking the cycle. It's choosing to look at them and say, you don't get to dictate how I move forward. You don't get to take away my dignity by forcing me into the same darkness you live in. That's real power, because true strength is in restraint. Anyone can throw a punch, but not everyone has the discipline to rise above. I want you to think about something. Why do people hurt others in the first place? It's rarely about you. Most of the time, it's about them, about their insecurities, their jealousy, their lack of self-control. People project their pain, their fears, and their bitterness onto others. When someone betrays you or tries to tear you down, it's often because they see something in you that threatens them, something they don't have, or something they can't control. If you fight back with the same energy, you only prove them right. You show them they were able to pull you into the same misery they're stuck in. But when you choose not to fight fire with fire, something shifts. You strip them of the satisfaction of seeing you crumble. You deny them the power they thought they had over you. You send a message without saying a single word. You can't break me. You can't lower me. I am not playing your game. That silence, that refusal to respond, is deafening. And it's far more painful for them than anything you could ever do in retaliation. You see, revenge isn't about evening the score. The moment you try to even the score, you're admitting you're on the same playing field, but you're not. You're better than that. You're stronger than that. The best revenge is about building a life where their actions don't even matter. Their betrayal becomes a footnote in your story, not the chapter that defines you. That's how you win, not by burning bridges, but by outgrowing them. Imagine someone who hurt you deeply. They walk away thinking you'll never recover. They gossip about you, thinking your name will always carry the weight of their words. Now imagine them years later looking at you from a distance. They see you thriving, they see you smiling, they see you standing taller than ever before. And they realize nothing they did stopped you. That realization eats them alive, far more than any petty act of revenge ever could. But to get there, you'll have to make a choice. You have to choose not to waste your time plotting against them, but to invest that same energy into yourself. Every hour spent thinking about how to get back at someone is an hour stolen from your own growth. And trust me, your growth is the one thing they don't want to see. People who hurt you expect you to stay stuck in that pain. They expect you to crumble. The one thing they fear is watching you rise despite them. That's why real revenge is not about hurting them. It's about becoming so untouchable that their name, their actions, and their memory no longer control you. Ask yourself this: do you want to stay stuck replaying what they did, or do you want to build a life so fulfilling that what they did no longer matters? Because you cannot do both. You can't carry bitterness in one hand and peace in the other. You can't cling to grudges and expect to climb higher at the same time. You have to decide what's more important: proving them wrong or proving to yourself that you are bigger than what they did. When you stop fighting fire with fire, you put yourself in a position of true strength. You learn to respond with clarity instead of chaos. You learn to protect your energy instead of wasting it. You learn that real victory isn't loud, it isn't dramatic, and it isn't about making a scene. Real victory is quiet, it's calm, it's watching yourself evolve into someone so powerful that their actions seem almost irrelevant in hindsight. So the next time you feel that burning urge for revenge, pause. Ask yourself, am I lowering myself to their level, or am I rising above? Because in that moment, your response determines whether they still control you or whether you've taken your power back. You don't win by hurting them. You win by not letting them hurt you anymore. You win by refusing to let their actions dictate your future. You win by becoming better, not bitter. And that right there is the truest definition of revenge. Success has a language of its own, and it speaks louder than any words of anger or retaliation ever could. When someone hurts you, when they doubt you, when they try to drag your name through the mud, the natural instinct is to respond, to prove yourself in the moment, to fire back. But the truth is, you don't need to respond at all. You don't need to fight them with insults or waste your energy trying to explain yourself. The only thing you need to do is succeed. Because success has a way of silencing every critic, every enemy, and every person who ever wanted to see you fail. Think about it. Imagine someone who betrayed you, someone who walked away thinking you'd never recover. Maybe they laughed at you, maybe they whispered about you, maybe they thought they had the final word. Now fast forward. Imagine them years later, scrolling through their phone, and they see you thriving, standing tall, living a life they never imagined for you. That moment is more powerful than any argument, any confrontation, or any attempt at revenge, because your success tells the story they never wanted to hear. You didn't just survive, you rose higher than they could ever reach. The reason success is the strongest weapon is because it takes their intention and flips it on its head. When people hurt you, they hope to break you. They hope you'll stay down, defeated, bitter, and stuck in that moment. They hope their betrayal or their rejection will define the rest of your life. But when you succeed despite them, when you use their hurt as fuel to build a stronger you, you shatter every expectation they had. You prove that their actions weren't enough to destroy you. And that truth, that undeniable evidence of your resilience, is something no one can ever take away. But here's the part most people don't realize. Success doesn't just happen by accident. It's built, it's intentional, and it often comes from the very pain people caused you. Hurt has a way of waking you up. It pushes you, it forces you to grow. It demands that you build a life beyond what you thought was possible. That's why so many people who have achieved great things in life often carry a story of struggle, betrayal, or rejection, because instead of letting that pain define them, they turned it into fuel. They understood that the best response wasn't a fight, it was a transformation. And that's what makes success so dangerous to those who tried to break you. They don't want to see you transform. They don't want to see you win. They want to see you stuck, replaying the moment they hurt you, trapped in the narrative they created. But the moment you rise, the moment you build something better, you take back the pen and rewrite your story, and nothing bothers a person more than watching someone they tried to destroy live a life full of joy, strength, and purpose. Think about the people in your life who tried to minimize you. Maybe it was the boss who never believed in you. Maybe it was the friend who betrayed you. Maybe it was the partner who left you at your lowest. Every single one of them left expecting you to remain where they left you. Success proves them wrong. Success tells them, you thought you ended me, but you only became the reason I grew. That is the kind of revenge that doesn't just sting for a moment, it lingers for a lifetime. And here's the beauty of it. Success doesn't require you to chase them, confront them, or spend your nights plotting against them. You don't even have to speak their name. You don't need to waste one more second of your life thinking about what they did. All you have to do is focus on building yourself, step by step, piece by piece, day by day. The discipline you build, the victories you earn, the life you create, it all becomes a statement, one far louder than anything you could ever say directly to them. Now, don't mistake success for just money or status. True success is living in peace. True success is becoming emotionally unshakable, spiritually grounded, and mentally strong. It's building a life that reflects your values, not your wounds. It's creating a reality where you're proud of who you are, where you wake up every morning with purpose, where you don't need anyone's approval. That kind of success makes people who tried to hurt you realize they never had real power over you to begin with. And that's the ultimate victory. Because when people see you thriving, when they see you smiling despite what they did, when they see you walking with confidence, they can't stand it. They wanted to see you broken, but instead you're whole. They wanted you to be bitter, but instead you're better. They wanted you to crumble, but instead you built something unshakable. And no argument, no rumor, no lie can erase that. But the real reward isn't about them, it's about you. Because while success silences others, the true benefit is how it changes you. Success proves to yourself that you are stronger than your circumstances, that you can turn pain into purpose, that you can rise no matter what. You no longer live chained to the past. You stop carrying the weight of what they did. Instead, you carry the strength of what you built. And that's worth more than any temporary satisfaction of revenge. So the next time someone hurts you, don't waste your breath trying to get even. Don't let them drag you into a cycle that keeps you stuck. Instead, let your silence and your success do the talking. Let them watch as you build a life so powerful, so joyful, and so fulfilled that they realize their attempt to hurt you didn't break you. It made you unstoppable. Because at the end of the day, the best revenge isn't shouting. It isn't fighting. It isn't proving a point. The best revenge is success. And when you choose that path, you don't just win, you win in a way that echoes louder than anything else ever could. Pain is one of the most powerful forces in life, but only if you know how to use it. For many people, pain becomes a prison. They let what was done to them define every choice they make, every relationship they enter, and every dream they abandon. They replay the moment they were betrayed, humiliated, or rejected over and over until it becomes their identity. But pain doesn't have to trap you. It can transform you. The very thing that was meant to break you can become the fire that builds you. And when you learn to take your pain and turn it into power, you stop being a victim of your past and start being the architect of your future. Think about the moments in your life when you've been hurt. Maybe someone you trusted let you down. Maybe you poured your heart into something and it failed. Maybe you gave your best to someone who didn't value you. Those moments cut deep. They shake your confidence. They make you question your worth. But beneath the sting of pain lies an opportunity, an invitation to grow in a way you never would have if life had stayed comfortable. Because let's be honest, comfort doesn't make you strong. Pain does. The muscles of your spirit are built in the gym of hardship. When you take pain and channel it, you create momentum. Instead of asking, why me? You start asking, what can I build from this? That shift in mindset is where transformation begins. Pain teaches you resilience. It forces you to dig deeper, to find strength you didn't know you had. The nights you cry yourself to sleep, the days you feel like giving up, those are the same moments that are shaping a new version of you. You're learning endurance, you're learning patience, you're learning discipline. And those lessons, though costly, become the foundation for power. Some of the most successful people in history didn't succeed because life was kind to them. They succeeded because life was cruel. They took rejection and turned it into drive. They took betrayal and turned it into vision. They took loss and turned it into hunger. Their pain became the reason they refused to settle, the reason they refused to quit, the reason they pushed harder than anyone else. That's what happens when you flip the script. Instead of letting pain close you down, you let it open you up to a deeper level of focus, passion, and determination. But here's the danger. If you don't channel pain, it will consume you. Pain that isn't used becomes poison. It turns into bitterness, resentment, and self-doubt. It robs you of your joy, it keeps you stuck in cycles of anger, and it convinces you that the people who hurt you still have control. That's why you must make a decision. Every time you're hurt, every time life knocks you down, you have two choices. You can let the pain bury you, or you can use it as fuel to rise higher. And that choice determines everything. Turning pain into power requires discipline. It means refusing to stay in victim mode. It means saying, yes, I was hurt. Yes, I was betrayed. Yes, I was broken, but I will not stay here. I will not give my pain the last word. It means using that betrayal as motivation to build stronger boundaries. It means using rejection as motivation to develop your skills and prove to yourself what you're capable of. It means taking heartbreak and using it to discover who you are outside of anyone else's validation. When you flip the script like this, pain stops being a weakness. It becomes your weapon. And the truth is, pain sharpens you in ways nothing else can. It forces you to pay attention. It shows you what matters. It reveals who's real in your life and who isn't. It strips away illusions and forces you to face reality. That's why some of the most grounded, wise, and powerful people you'll ever meet are people who have endured pain. They're not strong because life spared them. They're strong because life tested them. And those tests gave them a strength that can't be faked, a strength that can't be bought, a strength that only comes from walking through the fire and coming out on the other side. So the next time someone hurts you, don't waste your energy wishing it never happened. Don't waste your nights plotting how to get back at them. Instead, ask yourself, how can I use this? If they broke your trust, use it to sharpen your discernment. If they rejected you, use it to push yourself into becoming better than they ever imagined. If they underestimated you, use it to fuel your ambition. Every painful experience is raw material, and you get to decide whether it rots or whether it gets forged into something stronger. This doesn't mean the pain will disappear overnight. It doesn't mean you won't still feel the sting. Turning pain into power isn't about pretending you're not hurt. It's about refusing to stay hurt. It's about allowing yourself to grieve, but not letting grief be your permanent address. It's about learning from what happened and then moving forward with greater strength, greater clarity, and greater wisdom. And here's the secret. When you learn to turn pain into power, you become unstoppable, because nothing anyone does to you can destroy you anymore. Hurt doesn't scare you. Betrayal doesn't paralyze you. Rejection doesn't break you. Instead, every blow becomes fuel. Every insult becomes motivation. Every loss becomes a lesson. People can try to tear you down, but all they're really doing is handing you the bricks you'll use to build something unshakable. When people see that, when they realize that no matter what they do, you rise anyway, they lose their power over you. Because the truth is, power doesn't come from never being hurt. It comes from never staying hurt. And once you learn that, once you decide that pain is not the end of your story, but the beginning of your strength, you become someone who cannot be broken. So don't run from your pain, don't hide from it, don't bury it, and pretend it doesn't exist. Face it, use it, transform it, because the people who hurt you wanted to see you weak. They wanted to see you crumble. But the greatest revenge is showing them that their attempt to destroy you only made you stronger. They didn't know that, by hurting you, they were handing you the very fire you needed to ignite your power. One of the hardest lessons you'll ever learn in life is that not every battle is worth fighting. When someone hurts you, when someone betrays you, the ego inside of you rises up. It wants to defend itself. It wants to prove a point. It wants to make sure that the world knows you were right and they were wrong. The ego wants to protect its pride at any cost. But here's the reality, chasing after your ego will cost you your peace. And when you lose your peace, you've already given them the victory. Peace is priceless. You can't buy it, you can't fake it, and you can't replace it once it's gone. The reason so many people stay stuck in cycles of pain is because they're more concerned with protecting their ego than protecting their peace. They hold on to grudges. They replay arguments in their minds. They wait for apologies that never come. And in the process, they exhaust themselves. The person who hurt them has long moved on, but they're still carrying the weight of that moment. And that's the trap of the ego. It convinces you that holding on is power, when in reality, letting go is. Protecting your peace doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean you let people walk all over you. It doesn't mean you pretend the hurt didn't happen. It means you value yourself enough to stop pouring energy into battles that don't build you. It means you recognize that holding on to bitterness doesn't punish them, it poisons you. It means you decide that no person, no betrayal, no insult is worth stealing your joy or disturbing your inner calm. Because at the end of the day, your peace of mind is your greatest wealth, and nothing is worth losing it. Ask yourself this: how many hours, days, or even years of your life have you wasted thinking about people who hurt you? How much sleep have you lost? Replaying what they said, imagining what you should have said back, waiting for the moment to prove yourself. All of that energy could have been invested into your growth, your healing, your future, yet so many people spend their lives handing their peace away to those who don't deserve it. They let the enemy live rent-free in their mind. They let their ego convince them that if they just hold on a little longer, they'll win. But the truth is, you don't win by holding on, you win by letting go. Letting go doesn't mean what they did was okay. It doesn't mean you excuse it or pretend it never happened. It means you refuse to let it control you anymore. It means you choose freedom over pride. It means you decide that your energy is too valuable to waste on grudges, because grudges don't heal you. They chain you to the past, and every day you carry them, you delay your future. Protecting your peace means cutting those chains. It means saying, you hurt me, but you don't get to live inside of me. You don't get to drain me. You don't get to rob me of today. The ego loves noise, but peace lives in silence. The ego wants to argue, but peace wants to walk away. The ego wants to win the moment, but peace wants to win the life. And that's the difference between people who stay stuck and people who move forward. Stuck people fight every battle. Free people choose their battles wisely. And most of the time, the battle isn't even worth their energy. Walking away is not weakness, it's wisdom. Silence is not surrender, it's strategy. Think about the times you've reacted in anger. You shouted back, you tried to prove your point, you gave in to your ego. Did it really make you feel better? Maybe for a moment, but afterward you felt drained. You felt heavy. That's because the ego always leaves you empty, but peace always fills you. Protecting your peace is about learning the discipline of detachment, removing yourself from situations that don't serve your growth. It's about choosing quiet over chaos, clarity over conflict, freedom over frustration. And here's the beautiful thing: when you protect your peace, you become unshakable. People can insult you, but it doesn't land. People can betray you, but it doesn't break you. People can try to drag you into their drama, but you stand above it because you've learned that their chaos doesn't deserve your calm. You've built an inner sanctuary and nothing they do can touch it. That's real power, not the power to shout the loudest, but the power to stay calm in the storm. The truth is, your ego wants you to win in front of others, but your peace allows you to win within yourself. And that inner victory is the one that matters most. Because when you protect your peace, you sleep better at night. You move with clarity. You build stronger relationships. You have energy to pursue your purpose. You stop wasting your life on people who don't matter and start investing it into what does. That's not weakness. That's strength. So the next time someone hurts you, resist the urge to fight for your ego. Don't chase closure. Don't demand an apology. Don't waste time proving yourself. Protect your peace instead. Protect your energy. Protect your future. Because at the end of the day, the best revenge is not showing them you're right. It's showing them they no longer have access to your mind, your heart, or your spirit. The greatest insult you can give to someone who tried to hurt you is to live in peace while they remain stuck in chaos. Protecting your peace is choosing yourself. It's choosing to rise above instead of sink down. It's choosing to walk away instead of wasting your breath. It's choosing to let your life, your joy, your growth speak for itself. That's how you win. Not with ego, but with peace, because peace is power. And once you master that, no one can take it from you. There comes a point in your journey where you realize that the people who tried to hurt you, the ones who doubted you, the ones who walked away, no longer deserve a front row seat to your life. They don't deserve your energy, your time, or even your anger. And the best revenge you can give them is not just to move on, not just to heal, but to rise so high they can't even reach you anymore. That's the ultimate victory, becoming untouchable. Think about it for a moment. The people who hurt you, they counted on one thing, that you would stay down. They counted on you replaying the pain, doubting yourself, questioning your worth. They wanted to see you stuck in the mess they left behind. They expected you to collapse under the weight of what they did. But when you rise, when you elevate your life to a level where they can't even recognize you anymore, you prove that not only did they fail, but their attempt to break you became the reason you soared higher than ever. Rising above doesn't mean you ignore what happened. It means you've grown so much that it no longer defines you. It means you've built such strengths, such resilience, and such vision for your life that the actions of others don't have the power to derail you anymore. That's what it means to rise so high, to live in a place where your focus is so forward, so upward, that the noise of the past can't touch you. There's something deeply unsettling for those who tried to hurt you when they realize they no longer have access to you. At one point, they may have had influence over your emotions. They could make you cry, make you angry, make you question yourself. But once you rise, once you grow, once you evolve, they can no longer reach that part of you. They can throw stones, but they don't touch you. They can spread rumors, but you don't flinch. They can talk, but their words hit a wall because you've elevated to a level where none of that matters. The truth is, rising high isn't about impressing them. It's about liberating yourself. It's about building a life so fulfilled, so aligned with your purpose, that you no longer measure yourself by anyone else's opinions. You stop living to prove them wrong and start living to prove yourself right. You stop chasing their validation and start walking in your own confidence. And when you do that, something incredible happens. Their power over you disappears. Imagine standing at the top of a mountain. The climb was hard. There were moments you thought about quitting. The pain was real. The obstacles were heavy, but you kept climbing. And now you're standing at the peak, breathing fresh air, seeing a view you never thought possible. Now imagine those who hurt you are still stuck at the bottom, shouting your name, trying to get your attention, but their voices don't carry that far. They can scream, they can throw stones, they can whisper your name in bitterness, but you can't even hear them anymore. That's what it means to rise so high. They can't reach you. And here's the most important part. When you rise, you don't just rise for yourself, you rise for everyone watching you. You rise for the people who are going through their own battles, who are doubting whether they'll ever make it through. You rise as proof that pain doesn't have to be the end, that betrayal doesn't have to define you, that rejection isn't final. You rise as an example that it's possible to transform hurt into strength, weakness into wisdom, and wounds into weapons. That's why rising high is so powerful. It inspires others to do the same. But let's be clear, rising high takes work. It takes discipline. It takes courage. It means saying no to pettiness, no to drama, no to distractions. It means focusing on your growth, your healing, your vision for the future. It means cutting ties with anything and anyone that tries to keep you small. And it means being willing to let go of the old version of yourself that was chained to pain, so you can step fully into the version of yourself that is unstoppable. This is where many people get stuck. They rise a little, but they keep looking back. They climb halfway up the mountain, but they still want to shout back down at the people who hurt them. And in doing so, they waste their breath, they lose their focus, and they slow their climb. You cannot rise if you're still looking back. You cannot elevate if you're still attached to the voices that tried to break you. The only way to rise high is to keep your eyes forward, your spirit strong, and your energy invested in what's ahead, not what's behind. And when you finally rise to that level, something beautiful happens. You stop caring whether they notice. You don't need them to see your success. You don't need them to hear your name. You don't need them to acknowledge your growth, because rising isn't about them. It's about you. It's about living a life. So fulfilling that, whether they know or not, whether they care or not, doesn't matter. You've won. Not because they lost, but because you built something greater than their hurt. The best revenge is not showing them your scars. It's showing them your wings. It's letting them see that the same pain they thought would bury you became the soil that helped you grow. It's becoming someone so unshakable that even if they tried again, they wouldn't know where to begin. That's the kind of strength no one can take from you. That's the kind of victory that echoes long after the noise fades. So rise. Rise above the hurt. Rise above the betrayal. Rise above the rejection. Rise until the people who tried to hurt you no longer have a place in your story. Rise so high that the pain becomes nothing more than a distant memory. Rise so high that you can look back, not with bitterness but with gratitude, because what was meant to destroy you became the reason you discovered your true power. That is the best revenge, to rise so high they can't touch you, can't reach you, and can't stop you. Because once you've risen, once you've built a life of strength, peace, and purpose, the people who hurt you are no longer your concern. They're just part of the story you had to overcome to get here. And you standing tall, thriving, unshakable, are living proof that no pain, no betrayal, no enemy has the power to keep you down. When you look back at the people who hurt you, the ones who doubted you, the ones who walked away, you'll realize something powerful. They were never the end of your story. They were only chapters. And those chapters, as painful as they were, became the reason you grew into who you are now. They thought they were writing your ending, but in truth, they were only fueling your beginning. The best revenge is not lowering yourself to their level. It's not letting bitterness eat away at you. It's not spending your life proving them wrong. The best revenge is choosing to rise, choosing to succeed, choosing to protect your peace, choosing to turn pain into power, and choosing to build a life so fulfilling that nothing and no one can touch it. Because here's the truth. People who hurt you wanted to see you stuck in the past, but your greatest answer is to move forward. They wanted to see you broken, but your greatest response is to thrive. They wanted to steal your joy, but your greatest victory is to live in peace. And when you rise so high that their names no longer matter, when you reach a place where your success speaks louder than your anger ever could, that's when you've truly won. So don't waste another moment chasing revenge. Don't waste another breath arguing with people who don't deserve your energy. Don't waste another day living in the shadow of what they did. Instead, take back your power. Stand tall, keep building, keep rising, and let your life be the proof that nothing, not betrayal, not rejection, not heartbreak, has the power to break you. Your story is bigger than the pain. Your future is brighter than the past. And your best revenge is becoming so strong, so unshakable, and so unstoppable that the people who tried to hurt you can only watch from a distance as you live the life they never thought you could. That is how you win. That is how you rise. That is how you turn hurt into victory. And that is the kind of revenge no one can ever take from you.